us. And this platform, this vocational insights, wherein everybody will be invited to speak about their vocation, which is the professional work, their hobbies and families. So many times we want to connect people all across the globe, but it has never been easy to do that. But this particular group has become so vibrant, so energetic. I will say, yes, there are drawbacks of the pandemics. Yes, we will not say it is a good thing to happen in this world. But then, whatever comes, we have to stand up, all of us, and face it and take the good for everything that comes in the journey of life. So, the best part of this is that we all on our screen today from all across the globe are together. So, let's take this advantage. And today we have yet another fellow Rotarians who will be speaking about their vocation, their friends, their families, and their hobbies. So may I invite Rotarian Shahnaz Ramzi, RC Karachi News Central, Pakistan, District 3271. The floor is yours, Rotarian Shahnaz. Please take over.
Thank you so much. I didn't expect to be the first speaker, so I am taken completely unawares. But thank you for giving me this opportunity. I joined Rotary last year as the charter president of New Central, and our club is just 2 years old now. My secretary, who is now the current president, is also here amongst us today, Alia. And to tell you a little bit about myself, I am basically, I still like to be known as a freelance journalist because I started my career as a freelance way back in 1994 when I started writing for the leading newspaper, Dawn. And I was writing for all sections of it, all the magazine sections. And I gradually became so prolific that I was writing an article a day, and then not just for Dawn, but for various other publications, local as well as international. And I think it was my career in journalism that basically then opened doors for me for all my other vocations that I took up after that. So just to give you an idea, when I started writing for Dawn, I went for lots of interviews, and I interviewed, among the people who I'd interviewed was Yasmin Lari, who is the chairperson of Heritage Foundation. And I was so inspired by her that I joined her. I became a trustee and a director of the Heritage Foundation. And that became my passion, my hobby, as you wanted to know. So although it didn't open up a career in that direction, but it actually opened up a completely new dimension to my life. And I've become very passionate about it. And I've been doing a lot of work in not only promoting heritage in Pakistan, but also a lot of barefoot entrepreneur activities, which is a byproduct of promoting the heritage. And also, I interviewed a lady called Sultana Siddiqui, who was the first president of, first woman president of a television network in Pakistan. When I interviewed her, she was going to launch that network. It's called Hum TV, and you may have heard of some of the plays because I know they're very popular across the border as well. And she was instrumental, and her channel was instrumental for making Pakistani dramas once again very popular. And when I went to interview her after that, she offered me a job as a public relations general manager in her upcoming network. And so I joined her, and I was with her for 11 years as GM Public Relations and Publications. And that sort of gradually opened up the doors to my starting up my own PR company. So I left her about 5 years ago to start my own company called Starlinks PR and Events with my son and daughter-in-law. And it's done, alhamdulillah, very well in this short period. We won international awards. We won the Startup of the Year award, Stevie's in New York. We won the CEO of the World Award, SVUS in San Francisco, and some others in social media management. So I'm very happy that I made the right decision at the right time. And meanwhile, because of my passion for heritage and helping the communities, I also opened up. I've recently established another company called Travel in PK, and that company is a travel consultancy, and it's basically to promote travel within Pakistan, especially in these COVID times when traveling abroad has now become a real major bane for everyone. And you have to go through so many tests and stay quarantined and so on. The people are now looking towards traveling within their own countries, and so this is another thing that I have started, which we're trying to promote our own heritage while doing that. I've also written a book which is called Footprints, which was published by Oxford University Press. It's the first book of its kind in Pakistan, which is a reference book on Pakistani cuisine and the communities that have, in Pakistan, and the geographical and historical factors that have resulted in the development of their cuisine. After that book, I was commissioned another book by Oxford University Press, which is the companion to Pakistani cuisine, Oxford Companion to Pakistani Cuisine. And I am just in the final, the copy edits. I'm in the stage where I am now either accepting or rejecting the track changes that they've made. So hopefully that will be out this year as well. And I'm also taking out another recipe book of mine. So that should also be out soon. I'm also the convener in FPCCI, which is the Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for tourism development. I was a convener last year also, and they made me the convener again this year. So we're doing again a lot of heritage-related projects to promote tourism over there. And I'm also the president of Women's Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karachi South, for this year. So this is in a nutshell what I am doing right now. I'm a mother of two, a son and a daughter, both married. A grandmother of four, three from my daughter's side. She's got a pair of twins and a son after that, who's a 2-year-old and who's a real tyrant. And I have a granddaughter who, from my son's side, who is just 7 months old. So I think that pretty much covers everything.
Wow. So we have a celebrity here, absolutely, who's a journalist and author. She has so much to share about travel and tourism. She has written books, and I'm sure we have got the next topic also. I am already jotting it down. So there will be somebody who will, making us do a virtual tour of the heritage very soon. So thank you so much, Rotarian Shanaz. That was absolutely fabulous to know. You see, we were not knowing anything up till now about you. So this is the magic of having these rendezvous in the group, wherein we bring together everybody and know what each one is doing. And it's so wonderful to hear all that you had to tell it to us. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Okay, so now just to answer that you were taken aback, unfortunately, Rotarian Soraya, she had a message that she could not be there with us. And there has been some unfortunate incident, and hope everything is fine at her end. Yes. So now we call upon Rotarian Lubna Panjwani from Rotary Club of Karachi, Capital Heights. Rotarian Lubna, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jaishri. First of all, thank you very much to you, to the forum, to Chandrakanji for inviting us and creating this forum. It's an amazing forum. Much appreciated. So, Jaishri, you have a couple of
Yes.
photographs to
Yes,
share.
Mona,
if you
can we share the pictures which Lubna has sent us?
One by one, quickly in the sequence. And meanwhile, I'll just share that I'm the charter president of Rotary Club of Karachi Capitol Hills and the assistant governor for the incoming year as well. And my Rotary journey is of about 5 to 6 years now. And my mentor in Rotary has been Dr. Aftab Imam, who's the incoming district governor as well. So there we go. As the pictures are shared, I would quickly say that I'm an academician, a diehard academician, and I have spent like about over 2 decades into academia. Academician means I take pride in being a teacher, but I have been a teacher trainer. I've been master trainer with British Council for many, many years. I have been working with Oxford University Press as which is one of the biggest publishing firm. And there I have been working as a consultant, and monitoring and evaluation has been my forte over there. And next, education is my passion, while I'm an entrepreneur and my bread and butter is literally selling bread and butter. That is, I'm running a chain of restaurants with the name of Bombay Koila Kadhai with my elder brother and my bhabhi. Now, interesting to hear the word Bombay, right? That's because, yeah, exactly. Because my parents are from India. I am Gujarati. My native language, my mother tongue is Gujarati. And my bhabhi is from Gujarat, and she from Mumbai, and she cooks wonderful food. I'm not a good chef at all. So that's why the Bombay comes from. My elder brother, who's the partner in the business, is also born in India, Mumbai. My eldest sister, I lost recently. I lost her 6 months back, exactly 6 months from today. She was born in Mumbai too. So that's why this is Bombay Koila Kadhai. So we are the pioneers of that. And we have busiest restaurant in Food Street, Hossanabad. And we have, from Hossanabad is a very narrow street. And now we are going to develop and decor that. And Shanaz, you will be soon needed over there, just like you're needed at Buns Road. So, and then that from narrow Food Street, we are onto the super highways of Karachi, the link roads. So that's where I'm working that's my bread and butter. So I juggle with multiple hats. Where are my photographs, dear? I'm still waiting for them.
The screen, please. You have them.
Yeah.
Please do share.
So
we are trying. There is some technical problem, but still we are trying.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Please, no problem.
Just a humble request to all the participants all the time. If these things are sent to us beforehand, at the last moment it becomes little difficult. Okay, but still we will try. Rotarian Lubna, we'll try our best, I'm sure.
No problem. Otherwise, I can speak. No problem.
Please carry on.
Okay. Yeah. So that was this thing. And then I have, as far as my academics are concerned, I'm master's in English linguistics and literature. And then my professional development has all been like I have done my ICELT with Cambridge University. Then I have done my professional development with TESOL. I'm a Hornby scholar twice. Usually people don't get the scholarship with Hornby, but I've been Hornby scholar twice. And I have been, as I said, I've been working with British Council as freelance consultant for many years. I've been their master trainer. And that is where I got this opportunity to travel across globe, especially Central and South Asian regions. So all our fellow Rotarians who are here from Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Mumbai, I've been to all these places on behalf of British Council, and I've been taking trainings there, and I've been giving trainings out there mainly on two projects of the British Council, which is called ETE, English for Teachers, Teachers for English, and TKTE, which is a British Council testing product. And then I have been working on mentoring and peer support. There are very few trained mentor trainers, master trainers in Pakistan on behalf of the British Council, and I'm one of their mentor trainers. So this is one of my fortes. With Oxford University Press, where I've been working for many years, I have my forte as school audits and development. So monitoring and evaluation, M&E is another forte that I have as an academician. School monitoring and evaluation is what I have as my expertise now. My scale goes from up to down and down to up, like a zigzag of an EEG, because I did my master's in linguistics and then I did my early childhood education diploma, because when I started working as a school head and I worked as good 14 years running a school, that's where I realized that if any change in education is to come, it has to come from the grassroots level. So I did my early childhood education diploma after being into the field for 7 years. So that's it. That's what I did from USA, where half of my family is settled. So I normally spend most of my vacations in US. So when I get tired, I go there and I spend my time with my family out there in USA. I have a very beautifully gelled up family in Pakistan. We live in the same house. I live with my 93-year-old father, alhamdulillah, and my brother, sister, and my hubby. So thank you. Finally, we have got the photographs. And this picture shows that I'm a public speaker. And this is from Children's Literature Festival. I frequently present at children's literature festivals because children are very close to my heart. We can quickly move on. Yeah, and this is where I was talking about mentoring and peer support project. This is NG Mildaris, this is Nepal, and this is Bhaktapur, which was destroyed altogether during the earthquake. And NG and I are showing with the hats on that we can juggle with the multiple heads, but we do not have to be judgmental all the time. So when our mentor hat is on, we cannot be judgmental. And this mentoring and peer support training was of 1 year. Cohort 1 was in Nepal and cohort 2 was in Uzbekistan. And in between, we were working with our mentees in Pakistan. So do not be judgmental. Do not be judgmental is what I have been taught all the time. If this is the picture from yesterday, Pakistan Academic Consortium. This is where I am the senior advisor. And we just had the meeting yesterday, and I thought I would share the Pakistan Academic Consortium links schools, colleges, and universities, and we try to bring them together for career counseling and wherever there are gaps. And this is a voluntary body again. So I'm a thorough believer in volunteerism. Next, please. Yeah. So can we have the next picture? Otherwise, I'll just speak on. Yeah, that was the FPCCI photograph. I have been the senior vice president of Federation as well, Karachi Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Art Industries. Next picture, please. I believe in equity and I love art. When it comes to art, you can see this poster. This poster speaks for itself, that not only education, but also education for girls, education for women, education for all, and rights for all. Yeah. As I said, I believe in equity. I also believe in inclusion. This is a picture with my teacher who taught me in Inter, first year. And she was usually impaired. She could not see. She's blind. She's still there. And when I used to be the scribe in the college days for her. And later on, when I got an opportunity at the Rotary Forum to celebrate the Teachers' Day, she was the first one over there. And here I would say that, kehte hain, and I'll just move on to a little Urdu verse and say that kaha, we say that kaha raaz-e sukun kya hai, कहा लोगों का दुख बांटो जो चेहरा बेधनक देखो उसे रंगों से भर डालो. So you can see the colors of life on my teacher's face when she was included in the mainstream. Next picture, please. This was the first picture, basically, when I said that I am an educationist. This is my recent work that I'm doing, policy making with in Pakistan. We are revising the education policy. We are bringing the single national curriculum. The Prime Minister Imran Khan is introducing single national curriculum in Pakistan, revising education policy, and I'm closely looking into that. And this is one of the panel discussions with the stakeholders. Yes, as I said, equity. So this is one of the Women's Day's picture where we are working on and creating awareness about women's rights. I'm an activist, women's rights activist, and education activist. That's the first picture. So if we can go to the last photograph, please. And yes, I'm very patriotic about my country. Mujhe apne watan se pyar hai, and I really, really love, as my hobby, I really, really like to collect the truck art of Pakistan, which is very famous. And if you can see this background, it has the truck art done on it. And there's one more picture of rickshaw, if you can show that. And that will be my last photograph, and I'm done with my session. That's my nephew, son-like nephew. And when we are tired and far from the madding crowd, as I said, I like to go and explore and be close to the nature. Thank you. That's the rickshaw standing outside the OUP office, Oxford University Press Office, and that's a mobile library. Yes, I'm an avid reader, and I believe that unfortunately in our youth, the reading habit is getting less and less and less. We need to promote reading habits and reading culture. We need to bring the reading culture back. So I try to, wherever I go, I try to look for the library, and I try to take a picture out there, and I try to post it there so that, hey, people, please make sure, go and buy a book. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Lubna. See, for me, if I have to say, we've had some kind of interaction. So it's so great to hear about what you have to tell us today about you, what great work you are doing all across. That's so beautiful. And again,
thank you.
That only, encourages, I'm sure, all of the members present here, that it is a wonderful platform to know your fellow members. And Rotarian Lubna, you are doing a great work, right from, telling us about your academic khajana to, what your wonderful work you're doing for the child development, your education policies. Oh my God, the chain of restaurants. Wow. It would be great if you could just, get to taste all that magical food which, you are making. And we
most welcome.
We love the name Mumbai, definitely.
We have given it a little twist because we have taken it as the old name, the Bombay, not Mumbai.
Yeah, lovely.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing and listening.
Absolutely. So our next speaker is Rotarian Arusha Jaisundara, District 3220 from Sri Lanka. Rotarian Arusha, the floor is yours. Is she there? Rotarian Arusha, are you there?
Hello, sorry. It was muted. Sorry.
All right.
Now it's fine, is it?
Great. Please carry on.
Okay. Good afternoon, District Governor Harish, Rotarian Jaishri, and the Rotarian Chabrani. I'm delighted to be here today. I've been very actively listening to your the Rotarians speaking just now, but actually I'm a little different in the sense that I'm a Sri Lankan based in Sri Lanka at the moment, but actually I have a British mother, and so I'm half a British citizen as well. I'm from a family of 4. I'm the second daughter, and there's one male, my brother. So although I was born in Sri Lanka, I moved to Pakistan actually when I was only about 2 or 3 years old, and we were there for a few years. And then my father got a posting to the United Nations, Rome. So from the age of about 4 or 5, I was in Rome, Italy. I went to a school there, St. George's English School. And my father was very keen that I was going to be an accountant like him. So he insisted that I should do finance. So I managed to go to the London School of Economics in London, and I did a finance degree plus economics. And from there, I joined Credit Suisse, First Boston, Goldman Sachs, and the Industrial Bank of Japan in different years, obviously. In 1992, the MBAs were being marketed heavily in London. So I thought I'd do an MBA with City University London. Now it's called CAS, but they're changing the name again. But anyway, I did that with City University. After having been in London for 10 years, I got a little cheesed off with that very built-up atmosphere because I had actually spent my childhood in a very rural type of atmosphere. So I thought I'd go to Japan for 2 years and check out Japan and then go back to London. But on the way to Japan, I stopped in Sri Lanka, and my aunts were very keen that I worked in Sri Lanka for a while. So I joined development banking in Sri Lanka. And then from there, I went to ANZ Greenlays Bank. And from there, Standard Chartered Bank took us over. So I was in positions like head of project management, head of priority banking, head of cards marketing. And they had a new area at that point, which was very much encouraged by the chairman of the bank based in London. And he was very keen on this area, which I find still not many people really know about it or understand about it, called Lean Six Sigma. So I was one of the people who was very keen on getting into that, which is all about operational efficiency and productivity. So I went on to that course, and I actually came first in the whole of Standard Chartered Lean Six Sigma. So I was there for a little time more, but in 2008, I decided to leave banking altogether because having been brought up in London and Italy, I found the culture very restrictive in Sri Lanka, and I found it quite a servile culture in the sense you're not meant to challenge things or argue. And I'm actually from the London School of Economics, you're brought up to challenge anything that's said to you. So I thought in 2008, I'm going to leave employment and start my own journey as an entrepreneur. So I had actually already started a little farm project because of my passion of farming. And I was doing some work in cinema cultivation and rubber cultivation and promoting agritourism. I got into agritourism at that point. In the meantime, I was also pursuing my other my other profession, which was this Lean Six Sigma. And I was doing some consulting in Lean and Six Sigma for the Federation of Chambers, for the Tourism Association, and with the Productivity Secretariat. And I also got accredited as a judge with the Japanese Productivity Secretariat. So I actually have always been very passionate about productivity in organizations and productivity. I mean, women always think about productivity. How far can I, use our household budget for our children and families? So that's an area, I think women are very conscientious of that. But unfortunately, when you go to organizations, it seems to get lost. People think, okay, this doesn't belong to me. So they're not really looking at productivity in organizations. But it's something very close to my heart, and I'm still working on it. Actually, now I started working also with an Australian company who is specializing in medical education for nurses and graduate nurses. And they have a series of packs like mental emergency deluxe nurse, postnatal tips, and there's a lot of basics, about 10 packages. So we are doing some printing and exporting to Australia of these nursing packs. Because of my passion on environment, last 2 years ago, I started working with the Green Building Council of Sri Lanka, and I qualified as a professional green building consultant with the Green Building Council of Sri Lanka. So that is all about how you use passive air techniques to improve the airflow in your building or house, how you save water, the importance of saving potable water, which is so scarce in today's environment, how you recycle your waste, how you look at your energy, etc. So it's not just about offices and buildings, it's also about in your house, how you can be more green, how can you help the environment more. And that again is something very close to my heart. So having said all that, I have actually been a Rotarian since I came to Sri Lanka. So basically I have been a Rotarian since 1995. So that's quite a long time now, 25 years, 30 years, 25 years of being a Rotarian. I was president in 2003-4, and at that point I found it very difficult to be a president because there was a lot of responsibilities, and I found it very challenging. But again, I was made president last year because our club is a small club. We have less than 20 members. So I volunteered, okay, I will help the club out and I will be president again. So last year I was president again for the club. And I was very happy because we managed to get about 16 awards for the club. And I think for the first time, our club got the Platinum Award from the Rotary International. So I was really happy about that. And that has also led to this year. This year we are getting 100% Paul Harris Fellowship, which is a great achievement. And also, very importantly, our club, which is, despite it being a small club, we had one district governor from our club, and the next district governor for District 320, who's District Governor-elect Aruni Malasekara, she's going to be the governor for 2021-22. So we are very proud of that fact as well. So I cannot finish this without saying what one driving force behind my life has been my passion for sports. And in 2009, I represented Sri Lanka in equestrian long distance riding. We went to Rajasthan, and I competed in the 81-kilometer race, and I was the only Sri Lankan to finish. So I was really proud of that. I'm also a martial arts specialist. I'm a black belt in karate and a brown belt in judo. And the other big passion I have is for water. So I'm an avid water sports person. I'm a diver, I'm a sailor, I'm a water skier, and I'm a swimmer. So Sri Lanka, the big attraction for Sri Lanka for me is that I can just hop across the road and the sea is just 50 meters outside my house. So anytime I want, I just jump in the car and within 10 minutes I can go to the beach, which is a really big attraction for me in Sri Lanka. So the biggest lesson I learned in life, because I've had like a life, you know, in different sections, different countries with different people, main things I have learned in life is that I've had certainly a lot of failures in many little ways. But the main thing I learned is to not give up after failure. As an athlete, you never give up after failure. And you fail and you fall, so that's fine. But we have to, especially as women, I think we have to face up to anything and we have to fight. And I think the Rotarian women leadership team can face anything. So that's what I wanted to say.
Wow, what an inspiring journey, Rotarian Arusha, and you inspire us. I'm sure each one of us, while we were listening to you, right from what your early days to now, what you are doing has been amazing, has been absolutely amazing. So your personality, definitely, you're a sports person. It's a, absolutely wonderful. We would love, like, the beach just near your house. It will be, a pleasure to be there and, just drive with you and plunge.
Definitely, definitely.
So,
I invite you all to come.
many, many congratulations to all the feats which you have been, been inspired and acquiring. And it has been absolutely pleasure to listen to your entire journey. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank you.
Yes. May I now invite Rotarian Namrata Sharma, RC, Kupandol, District 3292, Nepal and Bhutan. Rotarian Namrata, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Rotarian Mona. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, we can hear you, Rotarian.
Thank you so much. Um, uh, Together with Rotarian Mona, Rotarian Chandrakanji, and actually the host, Rotary Club of Aurangabad. I think you've done excellent job in getting all of us together. Listening to the speakers before me, I feel such a great pleasure, that we are amidst such wonderful people over here. And I really want to thank your whole team for getting us together this way. Um, Actually, now when I reflect on myself, and you've asked me to introduce myself professionally and otherwise, I was just, when I was listening to all the wonderful things that I was hearing from the speakers before me, I was thinking, I was asking myself, who am I actually? And then I remember the little girl. My school days passion was to be, I used to read a lot, and I used to go and sit on my terrace at my home. And as a little girl, I used to love watching the clouds. And actually, when the clouds move, they make shapes, right? And from the shapes, I used to make stories. I used to weave stories, you know? And that was my passion since then. I was a dreamer. I loved writing. I loved reading. And then what I was also reflecting when I was listening to the speakers before me is I feel so fortunate that I had my parents who let me strive my dreams and go behind it. And then I also feel I'm fortunate enough to have met such wonderful people all over the world. I always dreamt of flying, going to different places, meeting different people, but I never knew how I would do. A little girl from Nepal, having all those resources. But from then till now, I've visited several countries all over the world. I have driven my passion through my profession, but I have reached places where I always dreamt of going, but I never thought I would. You see? So, the first lesson that I have learned as a human being is to pursue your dreams, have a true heart, move ahead, and you can do it. So, how did I do it? Is my profession start? I actually was teaching science, high school science, also biology was my passion, but I got into journalism in 1990. I don't know how many of you know, in Nepal, democracy was restored in 1990, and freedom was of press was actually established then. So I have been a working journalist since the freedom of uh, press speech has been established in the country. And I was actually, at that time, I used to be the only woman journalist who is to write, you know, and who is to be, whose articles used to be read. So I have basically, and at that time, my beat was politics. And even now, when I interact with journalists all over the world, women journalists, and in forums of women journalism, the issue is still for women to get the beat that they want, particularly politics. So my career started by writing, my beat was politics, and I have actually interviewed a lot of the uh, leaders from the South Asian countries, including Benazir Bhutto when she visited Nepal. And I was also, when I was listening to Shehnaz, Shehnaz, now I know that you and I have one other common factor apart from being journalists, is that dawn. You see, in your paper actually hosted a senior women journalist editors conference in Lahore in mid 90s. And I had the pleasure of visiting your beautiful country there and meeting the wonderful Pakistani people. You know, with India, I always had affiliation because I studied there and later on I worked there also. But Pakistan, that was the time I first visited, and I got the chance to meet such wonderful people. And I think that is the strength I captured. So, profession started as a journalist. So, I got to write, the stories I used to weave in the clouds started becoming the stories of Nepal first, politics, beats. And then, while I was doing my journalism, at one point in time, I actually went to cover the floods in eastern part of Nepal. And that was the time when I went to the doorsteps of people. There is Mussar communities in Nepal, Dalit community, who actually feed on the rats to live, you see. And I went to the houses of these people, different people, and I actually learned what the country is all about, not just sitting in Kathmandu writing and having people and ambassadors after reading my articles calling me, interacting with politicians is not just the life. you know the life is the people, the heartbeat of the country. And after that flood, actually what I did is I wanted to know my country more. My writing had started, but I really wanted to know the people for whom I was writing, you see. So I then joined the development sector. And the first job I did was the UN World Food Program, which actually took me to nooks and cronies of rural Nepal that I never imagined existed, frankly speaking. And but the difference in me were, and actually I was also the first woman national officer of the UN World Food Program in Nepal. And then I was looking at different aspects of drought relief in different, very, very poor regions of the country, you see. And that gave me an insight of what. But before I joined the UN, I had actually, in the contract, I had made them agree that I keep on writing, you see. So my writing did not stop. I was continuing to contribute in papers. And then from then onwards I got deeper and deeper. When I went and saw rural parts of Nepal, I saw that development is very much needed in the country, but it's more needed for the underprivileged, the marginalized, and even among that, women of the country, you see. So then I started working with different international organizations, but my focus started moving into women's empowerment. And at that time, as Nepal was developing, different projects were being designed. I actually got to design some of the very first uh, empowerment and rights programs for women. But, and then, I remember 20 years ago, getting some of the most um, marginalized communities, women and girls marching out in the street, asking for their rights to stop polygamy, child marriage, and a lot of wrong practices against women, like the Badi Pratha, where women are made to be prostitutes because of the various cultural practices in different parts of the country. At that time, we got the women out in the street marching for their rights. But after the marches, these women used to come to me, and they used to spread their hands out and say, Didi, we know our rights now, but we need money. We now need to manage money. And because without that, although we know what our rights are, we can't do anything. So, and then I thought to myself, now what do I know about money management? I didn't actually. Then I got into microfinance and I started working in microfinance, Laghu as they call in Nepali, for the empowerment of women. But as I worked in this and I set up the Center for Microfinance in Nepal, and I got into the internet. I met Professor Yunus. I went to India, met Seva Ben, who started the biggest like savings oriented microfinance for women. And Professor Yunus is the credit oriented microfinance for women. So, and then I worked. But what I realized is microfinance caters to more than 90% women clientele. But where are they? They are not the owners and controllers. And although microfinance started to uplift poverty, people out of poverty, they focused on women because women were very disciplined in money management. However, it became an industry and run and controlled by men. So then I was part of the universal movement of gender issues in microfinance and raising the fact that you can't work on sweat equity of these women just like that. They should be the controllers, you see. Then what happened is I that part took me now out of Nepal to UK. I worked with the University of Bath. My uh, site was Kenya, actually. The country where I worked was Kenya. And there I actually did work with the informal financial services and did a big research on the informal financial systems and also the gender issues in the informal financial systems in Kenya. Okay. And then while doing all this process, I was having networking with women all over the world, in both microfinance, women's rights, human rights, and all that. Then Ahmedabad, the Seva movement in Ahmedabad, Ila Ben and her team actually requested me to move, not keep on staying in UK, but to move to Ahmedabad. And actually, I was the first director of the Indian School of Microfinance for Women in Ahmedabad. It was a pleasure working with the chairperson like Ila Ben, who actually came from the Gandhian movement, set up the with the trade union movement. She set up the first self-employed women's association as a union for self-employed women who are not even regarded as people who are working employed, you see. And so I learned a lot from there. I also worked in Lucknow as director of Microsave India. And then I'm back again, but I never stopped writing throughout this process. I wrote in Economic Times in India also while I was there. Then I kept on writing, and then I came back to Nepal. So I'm involved with a lot of NGO movement in Nepal, in India, and also in other countries. Traveled all over the world. Then after coming back in Nepal, my active journalism again continued. Then I became the first woman chairperson of the investigative Center for Investigative Journalism in Nepal, which has done a lot of, the Nepal leaks, part of the Panama leaks series and all that. So we did all that during my tenure, and I'm still active with them. I had two terms as chairperson of that organization, and now I'm actively writing columns. But what I wanted to share with you in my story is my journey as a human being, as a professional. And although I started with one educational stream and work, my journey took me to the place where my heart actually was, working for the most underprivileged, deprived communities, and mainly women in all these communities. But the other thing I want to share with you, friends from the SARC countries, and is that I have learned every day from all these wonderful people from the three countries mainly where I work. That's Nepal, India, and UK and Kenya. Four countries I worked in, but I have traveled in various countries all over the world, hosted big conferences, and got people together. But the theme of my work has always been to see how I can make a difference in the lives of those who don't have as much as others who have. And now during COVID, when I reflect, I feel that if all had equally, this pandemic would be nothing actually. We all would have access to the food, the nutrition, and the health services that is required to fight the pandemic. But we don't. It's because there's so much differences between us. And in the whole process, actually, I have learned a lot from all these people that I have worked with and for whom I have worked. And I actually feel a pleasure to share this with you just now. And I'm continuously writing in Nepali papers every week. Sometimes it's very tiring to bring out a weekly column and raise issues, particularly issues that get hidden under the carpet. You see, so that's what I am, and I don't want to take a lot of your time. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be part of this team, and thank you again, Aurangabad, Chandrakant, Rotarian Chandrakantji, Monaji, and all of you for hosting all these things and getting us together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Namrata, the dream girl, the girl who dreamt, and the girl, we see a woman who has been, grown with a fantastic journey and is creating a difference in everybody's life in her own way. What a wonderful journalist, and I'm sure with your pen, you are going to make difference in this world. We wish you good luck, Rotarian Namrata, and it is pleasure to know you. So we have our next, now I just have to, kind of share this also. Whenever we are making an agenda and we, kind of want to fix up the time, like, and everything. But sometimes I feel when we start hearing the participants, we forget that, we have a time limit or something because they have such wonderful things to share. So I hope everybody is online and we carry on with our next participant, Rotarian Aarti Younger, RC, Aurangabad Metro, District 3132. The floor is yours, Rotarian Aarti. Yes, Rotarian Aarti is there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much, Jaishri ji, Mona Bhumkar ji, and Chaudhary sir. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rotarian Aarti Iyengar from Rotary Club of Aurangabad Metro. I'm trained vocalist in Indian classical music. I'm fortunate to have my hobby and profession rolled into one and perhaps the only one in District 3132. I have had the opportunity to perform at many places in India and overseas. Worldwide Record, a very famous music company in India, have launched my debut album, Yaad Piya Ki Aaye. This is fusion album in Indian classical music and Western music. The album composed by great flute maestro Pandit Ronu Muzumdar. I have also sung for some Marathi movies. Recently, Murat, a short film featuring my voice throughout the film. The film has been screened at the Lift Off session at London. I have been the recipient of Young Achieve Award honored by the Governor of Maharashtra and Government of India. Two of my cultural organization in Aurangabad, known as Nath Foundation and Aarti Creation, work for the underprivileged artists, special for the women. The organization help in promoting social welfare. Ruturang, the music festival, brainchild of Rotarian Chandrakant Chaudhary ji, has been a success for the past decade and more. This festival has invited international artists and audience across the world. This is cultural festival is an initiative of Rotary Club of Aurangabad Metro. I feel proud and privileged to be the president of this event every year. In this journey, so far, I have received support from my father, Mr. Ravindra Patankar, my husband, Dr. Anand Iyengar, and my musical guru, and of course, God. I have conducted lot of music workshop, music therapy workshop, and other music event. Apart from music, I'm also interested in cooking, painting, and watching movie. So friends, let me sing a song. This is melodious composition on the arrival of monsoon season is dedicated to all of you. ओ सजना बरखा बहार आई रस की पुहार लाई अखियों में प्यार लाई ओ सजना तुमको पुकारे मेरे मन का पपीहरा तुमको पुकारे मेरे ओ सजना बरखा बहार आई रस की पुहार लाई अखियों में प्यार लाई ओ सजना. Thank you so much.
वाह, क्या बात है रोटेरियन आरती, यानी एकदम. और इस समय नागपुर में बारिश पड़ने वाली है जम के. So it is about to rain heavily and the clouds are thundering and it's a beautiful weather outside in here in Nagpur. Okay.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. And we wish you good luck. And so we have a, Rotarian Aarti as a celebrity and I'm sure she will rock. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rotarian Mona, can I request you to make Pearson Masia, who is there online, to make him a host? Okay, please, Pearson. You can read his name as Pearson. All right, please make him a host. Okay, so before that, we would love to invite Rotarian Girja Deshpande, RC Mumbai Elite District 3141. Girja.
Here, I'm here.
Yes, please carry on.
Good evening. It has been a beautiful opportunity to listen to all of you. Very inspiring to listen to the talks, and thank you very much, Mona ji, Jaishri, and for all of you for organizing this event month after month and keeping in touch with us. Your perseverance is indeed amazing. Yes, what to talk about my journey. I was born in the tip of India, that is at Kanyakumari, Nagarkoil, where the three oceans meet and the sun gives a turmeric bath to the three oceans, the Indian Ocean, the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. And from that place at the age of 19, I had to get married early because my mom was bedridden and I got married to a relative. I came to Mumbai. And life has been a roller coaster. I had just completed my graduation, but it was after my children's birth that I completed my post-graduation in English literature. Then I did my MBA in Human Resource Management, MBA in International Business. When my daughter did her MBA, along with her again I did my International Business in MBA in International Business. So I started working as a school teacher. Then as I improved my qualifications, I started working in college, then as a college teacher, and then I moved on to set up my own company in corporate training. So soft skills training and leadership coaching is my forte. More than about 700 to 800 companies I have conducted training in. More than about 25,000 employees of different organizations, I've touched their lives. But what touches me most is there are certain places, there are certain people whose lives you touch. Of course, yes, the whole gamut of, say, I have published articles and some of my books are prescribed for Masters in Business Administration at Mumbai University. All that is part of your achievement. My coffee table book of poetry is published. Then I have, of course, got certain awards like Bhaktavatslam Awards, Golden, Chitra Gold Medals and all those things for different academic and other achievements. But what has really moved me is when somebody turns back and looks back at you and says that you have made a difference to my life. So I would just narrate one or two incidents that happened during my coaching. One of the training sessions, I used to go and regularly do training with a company, and I had become accustomed to many of the participants. So in one of the training sessions was sitting a young girl, and she was at the end of the room. Usually she always sits in the first rows, and that day she was sitting at the last row, and I saw that she was not answering or responding to the conversation that was going on, and I felt that her eyes were very often welling with tears, and I was surprised, but then I didn't want to draw attention to what was going on. I kept quiet. Then after some time, suddenly I saw her, droopy and then falling off. It looked very odd to me. So in the middle of my class, I stopped and I gave everybody some quick activity. Then I moved on to her and I said, come on, get up, let me talk with you. And I just literally had to drag her out of the room. When she came out of the room, she just hung on to me. She couldn't stand. She was so sleepy. And then she started crying in between. And she said, "Ma'am, I've taken 40 sleeping tablets." My hands, even today when I think about it, I went so chilled. My hands started trembling. The tip of my fingers were ice cold, and I didn't know what to do for a minute. Then I said, I just peeped into the class and I said, "I'll come back after 10 minutes, but please continue the exercise and do some more in the class." And then I went. Usually in a training session, you don't do that without anybody else. I just went, took her to the nearby canteen, and then I found that they had kept salt there. I put the entire salt in a glass and then put water in a glass and then made her drink. Closed her nose and made her drink, and she threw up everything. Then immediately I called upon the house doctor also. We kept the matter hush hush. I talked to the girl and I came to know that her father used to all the time tell her that we didn't want a girl. So that day also, morning when she left home, she had that quarrel with her father for every small thing. Even if she had to buy some say eyeliner, he would say, "I never wanted a girl." So for everything, even though she was earning. So her brother was doing medicine and he had certain medicines with him which were given as samples, and she had collected them. She said, "I'm fed up of my life." So then I called up her brother, then arranged for her stay with her brother in somewhere nearby one of her friend's house. Now that girl is married, very well settled, she's employed, all fine. And she keeps on writing to me, "Ma'am, if only that day you had not." And continuously I used to keep in touch with her and see that her mood was good, and that has made a change in her life. So this was one incident. The second incident is when the people, I also coach people on presentation skills, how they need to present themselves. So there was this general manager who came to me and he said that I got to this position because I was very good at communications, but suddenly now I'm not able to talk. When I see people, I don't know, when I see a crowd, I go cold. I don't know when I lose my courage. I said, "What happened? When did this start?" So in the course of the conversation, I came to know that he lost his wife in Bombay train blast. There was a serial blast that took place. So he said his wife was coming towards the Villeparle station, and she had boarded the train, and she said, "I'm coming," reaching Villeparle station. He was waiting for her near the Villeparle station. And then she said, "Why don't you come to Mahim? I'm coming on the way, my train is reaching Mahim," or something, she told him. So he said, no, but you come here only as we had planned." And within a matter of 5 minutes, he heard the news that the train had a blast on the way while nearing the station. So he went there, and after a lot of difficulty, he could even locate her body. So he says after that, suddenly, any sound of a train, or sometimes some mention of a train, or suddenly some images, some brown color, he doesn't know what triggers off that, and immediately he goes cold. Then he's not able to talk. So I had to work with him for many days. I'm also a neuro-linguistic programmer. So with several techniques and several interventions, I was able to get him out of that. Now he's a vice president of the company. And more than everything, he says, I'm able to now look at the incident without a feeling of guilt. His guilt feeling was that probably if I had picked her up at the previous station, she would have survived. But you never know. Nobody ever expects these things, right? So I feel that this kind of experiences where I touch the lives of people. There was this girl who was studying with me, extremely beautiful and very talented, and she wanted to participate. She was very good at elocutions, debates, quiz, everything. and she wanted to participate in personality contest, but her family couldn't afford the kind of good clothes to go and present. So she was saying, ma'am, what do I do? So I said, no problem. I had given her my dresses. She wore and she won the award, Miss Tejaswini award at the university level. Now she is today herself a counselor, doing very well all the time in Facebook. She is there. She has got plenty of students, got married. She keeps traveling to several countries. So these kind of experiences have made a deep impact in my life, and I believe that it is only by one-on-one interactions that we are able to make a difference to people. When we infuse confidence in people, that is when they realize their potential. Very often people, they have a lot of potential, they know it, but still they do not tap into it because somebody keeps telling them, or sometimes their own inner voice keeps telling them, no, you can't, and they listen to that voice. So if we can somehow motivate them and convince them to listen to the voice of positivity, then I think we all have done our job. All of us do it as sisters, as mothers, as teachers, in different ways. So if every day you can touch one life, then that would be happy. I joined Rotary in 2008. That is the time I started my business too. And luckily Rotary has given a lot of opportunities to do that. I'm very grateful that in the midst of COVID, when thousands of families are separated and going through a lot of issues,
we are running short of time, Girja. Can we, please?
Yeah, okay, yes, thank you. That's fine.
Yeah. So please sum up. We would love you to sum up. Yes,
yeah,
please.
Okay. So I just wanted to say I'm grateful to God for this opportunity, and I'm thankful that I'm with you, all of you. Thank you.
What a wonderful, you are making a difference in lives, Girija. That's so beautiful to hear. You have made difference in these, when you saw and you did your work, and the kind of heart which you have, I'm sure, you will be inspiring lot of other teenagers, lot of other people whom you are touching the lives. Thank you so much for being there. All right, so everybody, it was amazing. So are you all excited to know something about signature?
Yes, we are.
All right. Okay, that's so far it has been great evening, and I'm sure each and everyone here would enjoy the rest of the part. So I'm Jaishri Chabrani. I am the member of Rotary Club of Nagpur Vision here in Nagpur, and really thankful to Chandrakant sir, how he connects all of us. And it has been a pleasure to be a member of this group for several months now. And I'm sure we all together will take this forward. When good times come, we will keep meeting each other. All right, so handwriting has been a passion, and right from the childhood. So I made a world record in 2018. No matter how digital the world goes, human beings cannot be handicapped of the handwriting skills. Sometimes people call me crazy, but yes, I'm crazy because I feel no matter how digital the world goes, human beings cannot be handicapped of the handwriting skills. So that's one thing. And handwriting plays a vital role in a human being's life. And so the signature. Any expert, any graphologist can, look at your handwriting and your signature and can tell you your own personality, your, how you were as a child or what was happening, how your parents or your grandparents, everybody, have an impact. So handwriting is what, you are. And signature is something which you want the world to see, how you are. So that's a very thin line, a fine line between handwriting and signature. I will take you through a wonderful sample of a lot of signatures where we will talk about a lot of things. I'm very passionate about this field, and let's see. Ronnie, may I request you to share the PPT of the signature? All right, so our signature speaks. That is, something which is true. Yes, Ronnie, can we have the next one? Signature is the public image of a person. Our signature undergoes many changes as time passes. No one is taught as to how to sign out name, nor did anyone choose a signature for us. I'm sure you all remember, okay? During, schools and college days, we are so excited to sign. हम लोग sign कर लेते हैं, and we are like, we are very excited, and we kind of maybe take somebody as a role model, and we, sign it. That becomes our signature. We create our own signature after many experiments and trials. So sometimes if somebody has, kind of has been a role model, we try to imitate that, or, we try to change it something. We want it to look beautiful or something. But there are certain things which are actually playing part while you're doing all this. Something in your brain which has been there, now, as like a computer has a hard disk and there is a software. Something is working behind the subconscious mind which is playing. Next, Ronnie. Your signature is accepted in today's world as your personal representative. Your signature on a check changes it from a piece of paper into money, right? The moment you sign it on a check, a piece of paper, it becomes money. Try to imagine a world without signature. Your signature symbolizes you and your inner self, your ego. Of course, a signature cannot be considered isolated. There always has to be handwriting. Whenever, we want to analyze a person's handwriting or signature, it has to be done together. Next, Ronnie, please. Do you know that your signature also reflects the impact you have had from years of your mother and all the females in your life, and 7 to 14 years, how father and the males in your life have influenced you? So when a child is born, it is the emotions that take place from 0 to 7 years. So all, the mother definitely is the first role model, but all the women, the grandmother, the siblings, maybe the cousins in a joint family, maybe aunts, maybe the maids, the nannies, everybody is creating an impact on a child's life. From 7 to 14 years, it is the father and all the males that are, impacting on a child's life. So this period between 0 to 14 years is something which is supposed to imprint, which is supposed to have everything, collected in the subconscious mind of a human being. Whatever the child sees, how is his father treating his mother? How is the mother treating everybody around her? How is he being treated by the parents? How are the grandparents treating him? How is everybody, right from the emotions, right from the actions happening around him, to him, is something what the child is and what the journey is going to be about this human being. So first thing, let's break the myth. My signature should be so complicated that nobody should copy it, right? We try to, have a signature that it should be out of this world. Nobody should copy it. And that's a myth, my friends. Your signature. Ronnie, next slide, please. Even a child, for a 5-year-old child, it is said that can, should be able to read your signature. The more clear and legible your signature is, the more transparency is conveyed to the reader. So it's very important. The first myth, which we always have in mind when we are growing up as children, we try to, kind of do it. It should be, nobody should copy it. But there will always be signatures. No matter how much they copy, how much we copy, it will be legible. So we will find, variety of signatures wherein there is legibility and there is illegibility. I will take you back again that all this is happening and all this is being worked upon and shown on the paper as handwriting and signature through our subconscious mind. Next, please. Next, Ronnie. Yes. Now you saw 9 signatures. Can you read these signatures? Can you guess the name or surname of the writer? In some cases, one cannot make out the initial also. Ronnie, please play the previous signatures again. Yes. Now just have a look. Can you tell me what is the name? What could be the name? What could be the surname? You know, at times we cannot even make out what the initial could be, right? Yes. Let's come to the next slide, Ronnie. Next. Now, a signature has 4 parts. A, S, Chand. A is self-initial. S is initial of father. Could be of husband also. Chand is surname. C stands for the relationship with mother or mother-in-law and children. So for unmarried people, mother, and married girls, mother-in-law. The rest of the spelling of the surname denotes the occupation or profession. Now, anything, now everything, when I say that a child has seen something in his life, that, maybe like, his mother, when he wanted her to, be there, maybe she was not there. When he wanted his father to be an action-oriented example for him, maybe he was not there in his life. Maybe mother was missing and he was being taken care of by somebody else, and she was there as a mother for the child. Maybe like somebody, from maternal side, somebody has influenced his life. Maybe from the paternal side, somebody has influenced his life. All these factors now impact his signature. And this is how, when you see a person's signature, you can make out, a graphologist can make out what has impacted in this particular human being's life, that his signature is such. He may not be knowing it. Subconsciously, he has made the signature. But all these factors have been impacting his life during these crucial years of 0 to 14 years. Next, Ronnie. Now, A.S. Chand, when you see a small letter, A is a proper noun. You're supposed to use a proper noun. Somebody who uses a small a, less importance to self, underestimating himself, and has low self-esteem. Now, this particular child, when he was growing up, there were people who were supposed to impact his life. Now this particular child, every time maybe somebody has been telling him, you are useless. You don't know how to do this. When as a child, he was taking something and showing there was somebody, Ronnie, we will stick to there was somebody who was like, telling him, no, you're useless. So subconsciously, this child started having low self-esteem in his life. And we see people, when we see somebody signing up like this, it shows that this person has low self-esteem, is not confident about self. Next, please. Ronnie, can we have the next slide? Now here, we saw that the initial is always a father or a husband. Father has not taken initiative at the right place. So for this person, when he writes this signature, so father has been not a role model. So this child has written S as a small letter, wherein S is a proper noun and should be a capital letter. Next. Now this particular signature has C as a small letter. Mother or wife has not taken initiative at the right place. So this person doesn't see his mother or maybe his wife, that he does not look upon them as, people who will be, taking initiatives. and he doesn't think highly for them. So he is using, the surname as the first letter as a small letter. Next, please. Now, very interestingly, a lot of people put dotting in between the signature. So let's see what dots mean. Any dotting in between the signature would mean that the writer is creating fencing in the relationships. So any dot is a wall. So here we see A.S. Chand. In this case, the writer is separating himself from his father. In spite of sacrifice, I still want a separate identity. So when I say he's sacrificing, when a person does not write his entire name, for example, this could be Ajay. So if Ajay is not writing Ajay, that means he has a sacrificing nature. All right. So in this case, writer is separating himself from his father. In spite of sacrifice, I still want a separate identity. So he has a wall. Maybe he has a different opinion and the father has a different opinion. Next, please. Now, A.S. Chand, this person wants to separate himself from both his parents. And if he's married, he's trying to build a fencing between his wife and children. There is also a dot placed between S and Chand. Therefore, he's also trying to create a fence between his father and mother, a wife and children. So any dot between the signature is that you are not comfortable or you're not open about, certain things, maybe to your father, if it is a dot between your father and yourself. So there's a wall between. There could be a difference of opinion all the time, or, you may not be agreeing to what your father or your father may not be agreeing to what you say. Next. Ronnie, next. A.S. Chand. Now, if the female puts a dot after her husband's initial, she's desperately trying to separate herself and her husband from a mother-in-law and ultimately her children. Please remember, the surname ka first initial is not only for a woman, her mother-in-law, a married woman, her mother-in-law, but her children as well. So if she's trying to separate that from a mother-in-law, she's also trying to create a wall between her children, because children see how their parents are behaving with their own selves and own. So that's very important. So if you are not behaving, sometimes happens like, mother is not behaving well with the in-laws, please remember the children are observing what are the parents doing, and their programming is happening. Next, please. Now, many individuals put an underscore with the end, a dot at the end. A dot that is placed in an underscore indicates the writer is very particular about certain issues of his dot has to be placed consistently on one particular place. If the dot is not consistent, then the writer is not particular about many things in life. These people are extremely particular about some aspects of their life. For example, if they want tea at 4 p.m., it is that exactly at 4 p.m. they want to have their tea. So if you write an underscore and a dot there, that means these people will be very particular in a lot of things. Next. Now, an underscore. Any line drawn beneath the signature is called an underscore. Now, we see here an underscore. And an underscore in the signature is a good indication as it tells about the writer's confidence level. Now, again, we just cannot, make it out with just line. There are other parameters also in a signature. Like if something is, saying yes here, maybe in handwriting, that factor is dissolving that factor. So there are a lot of things, we gauge while we are analyzing the signature in handwriting. We see what kind of pressure or direction or, how that particular underscore is. Here, if I have to comment an underscore, this person is confident. Next, please. Now, sometimes, people will have an exaggeration in underscore, 1, 2, 3. If the underscore has 2 or more lines, it indicates that the person is inwardly very scared to face the world. It is as if they are putting up a show of being confident, though internally they are feeling very small. So, to the outside world, this person will be like, he will be showing that I'm confident. But inwardly, this person will be like, maybe having a low self-esteem and will be scared.
One of the main things that I'm going to be talking about today, if anybody wants to read it.
Next, please.
There's our back.
Mona, please can you mute? Somebody is unmuted and we can hear the sign. Now there are sometimes underscores, they are coming backwards. These people, you know, who write their complete signature and then they write a line backwards, it's shown these people often tend to go back on their words and actions. They will tell you, like, you know, these people will be like, you know, I will do it. But they may go back on your words. If you have a friend who writes in this manner, be sure that he will not show up at the prefix time. If he tells you that I will be at 4 o'clock or, you know, I will be at this time, the person may not be there at that particular time. So these people, you know, they have a, you know, flickery mind. Next, please. Now, sometimes people will put the underscore, you know, it will go back and again, it will go towards the right. These people often tend to go back on their words in action, but after that, they will come back on their words when pressurized by the other person. But they will always have some kind of stress. You know, they are not consistent. So, you know, they will tell you, okay, I will do this for you. And they will say, no, sorry. They will give you some kind of excuse. Maybe, you know, I'm sorry, I cannot do this right now. But then you have, you know, you tell them, no, you told me that you will be doing this for me. So, okay, I will do it for you. But they will always have stress. Next, please. Now, some people, you know, will have a convex underscore. So they have a strong urge to improve themselves. If they have some role model, something, they find like, you know, I'm lacking something, they will be like, oh, let me do this. I want to do this. They have a lack of confidence as compared to the people who sign with a straight underscore. Definitely, these people have little less confidence than the people who are signing, you know, with a straight underscore. But then these people will have an urge to improve themselves always. Next, please. Now, sometimes people have a concave underscore. Now, these people give a lot of excuses for them not being successful. They say, oh, my connection maybe was not good, or I could not appear, doing this. So an excuse will always be ready with these people. So they will not take, something on them. They will always, kind of an excuse for not doing certain things for certain people. They have lack of confidence as compared to the people who sign with a straight underscore. So they will always be like, having low self-esteem at times, and they will not be confident. They will not be able to come out to what they, want to do. Next, please. Now, this underscore is not a good one again. Sometimes people think that, I have this, but as I told you, subconsciously, something has happened, while they were growing up. Some things sometimes like, where they were like, promised that they will, do something and it was not done. Sometimes like, they will say, yes, I am able to do. And, they will give an excuse. No, I am not able to do that. Programming was happened during the early years. Yes, no, whatever you say. The people who have such an underscore show lack of confidence. Graphologists actually will, take us this as not a very good underscore. Next, please. Self-scratch. This says it all. When a person signs this, his or her name, and has a scratch going, between the signature, you are doing something really great, wonderful, but you're spoiling it yourself. So scratching your own self, again, something in the programming that was happening has had an impact on this person who is not confident, to complete something he wants to complete. He is a go-getter. He is doing it, but at the end, he's spoiling it for himself. Next, please. Overlapping. You have a complete page. There is so much of space. Imagine people like, no need to do this. There is enough space to sign to, so just to sit next to each other. Don't sit over each other. Whoever is dominating and whoever is dominated, no one is comfortable. No one has peace of mind. The mother. Now we have 3 initials overlapping. Maybe the son, the father, the mother. maybe the wife, the husband, the mother-in-law. Everybody is dominating each other. Not a good signature at all. When you give respect, you get back respect. When you give space, you get space. To dominate is not a good idea. When you dominate, you have to sacrifice so many things. It's not easy. Times are such wherein it's live and let live. Have space for yourself. There were times when people, earlier times, we will say that if there was, for example, one little space or anything, that those times were different. One cup, everybody will share. Now it will be like, let's have 4 cups and drink our own tea. Let's have a chair for each other rather than sharing that chair. Till what time are 2 people going to sit on the same chair? They will be uncomfortable. They want their own chair after some time. So it's very important to give space to each other. Next, please. Now, ascending signature. Sometimes people have this ascending signature going ahead. These are very optimistic, confident, ambitious people. Very good signature. Next. Now, all capitals. Sometimes a signature will have entirely all capitals. Now, these people who are largely underconfident. It's a clear exaggeration of confidence and leadership qualities. They don't have leadership qualities, yet they make a big show, like a leader. I am a leader. I am doing this. But inwardly, these people have a lot of low self-esteem. They are not confident. Again, back there when they were growing up, they had role models they wanted to be, or they were something, people who were supposed to initiate, people who were supposed to be, into action. Maybe the father figure, maybe the mother at times. When you are like, not given what you want as you're growing up, all these things, at back of mind, have this impact of low self-esteem, low confidence, and everything. Next, please. Now, only surname. This person is not revealing himself and his father. He has influence of his mother, and she's very strong. He will always expect lots from her, his spouse and children. Success rate will be very limited. How can you not have yourself when you're writing? It's when I am signing, I am Jaishri Chabrani. So how can I just sign Chabrani? Then where is me? Where is me? So it's very important. Again, every signature, as I said, has an impact of the programming happened. Next, please. Now, married ladies who carry their maiden name, they don't want to change. If you have decided to get married, I am, with due respect to all the cultures who have, in India, we have the culture when, a woman is married, she takes her husband's surname. So a lot of times when a woman is not taking her marriage surname, when I have decided to get married, my maiden surname is Bhojwani and my marriage surname is Chabrani. I have to proudly use my marriage surname because now that woman is the production company of that family. She will be bearing the children of that family. Because let's remember that the surname, the first initial, is also your children, your relationship with your children. So you have to give an example of that because your children will be carrying the surname of the father also, right? So all our decisions come from a father. Whatever decision she will make will be a part of her parents, mainly father decision. She will carry her maiden things to her in-laws' house, which is hindrance to the in-laws. A lot of times this happens. We are aware of this. And this is, a lot of girls tell me, why should I give up my maiden surname? It's my identity. It's my this. I sometimes counsel them. I sometimes, when, kind of, trying to know, and then, try to help them. And then they come up with so many problems that they face. Because there are some things which are subconsciously done. They have to do it by changing certain things, by changing, we will talk about it. Next, please. Ronnie, can we have the next slide? Yes. So married ladies who carry their maiden surname along with their marriage surname. So there, you will find signatures. Maiden surname is also there and the marriage surname is also there. Now the lady is confused as to what culture to accept, the parents or her in-laws. So again, not a good signature to have. Next. So happy signing, everybody. There are lots of other things. This was just some things which I thought I will just, kind of collect so that, I can make a very interesting, rendezvous of the signature. Ronnie, you can stop sharing the, signature. So as a graphologist, as a handwriting expert, I love this science. I love this, the way it is. It's been more than now 20 plus years. I've been, kind of working on handwriting. I write handwriting books. So all the, to enhance the personality, to enhance all the books which I write, they are meant for right from, toddlers to teenagers and adults, to enhance their personality via handwriting. Because when you are writing, see, it's a digital world. It's a digital world. We are as it is not writing. And then I firmly believe that we must write. And handwriting is something which, which kind of like, gives you, it's a recipe for so many diseases, so many things. You can do wonders by changing your handwriting, and your signatures. Finally, and it is not only graphotherapy, the meditation, very, very important. We must know how to forgive and forget. There are so many things sometimes we take as grudges when we are growing up. We must forgive and forget. And through handwriting, through meditation, I'm just doing a small part wherein I try to reach out to people and, kind of help them. Because meditation helps, forgiveness helps. Like, some of the speakers were talking about, like Namrata was talking about how, when it came to like, managing money thing and stuff, sometimes materialistic things, we cannot find happiness in materialistic things sometimes, like, she is helping these people managing. Money is important, definitely, right? And, when Namrata was talking about how her journey, how she's grown of, thinking, it's very important. Materialistic things cannot bring us happiness. Nothing is enough. We cannot find a definition of happiness in the materialistic things. Absolutely. The world is beautiful. There are people beautiful around. Right now, there are so many people, beautiful people around who spoke so beautifully. So, it was absolute pleasure again to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful, time today. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Girija.
So much. It was silence all around, Jaishri. Well done.
Thank you so much, Alia. It's always, I had to, kind of, because when I start talking about handwriting and signature, I do not know where to start. So it's a beautiful science, and I thank you for, listening. And
I had never thought about the fact that signatures could go into the deep roots of your growing up. It was really amazing. I was fascinated listening to you, Jaishri.
Yes, Namrata, that's a fact of life. By signature, a handwriting expert, a graphologist can tell you what has your mother gone through, what your grandmother has gone through, what your family is all about. The handwriting can tell you everything about your great parents, the diseases, the grudges, and everything. It's a beautiful science. It can tell you all the positive things. It can tell you like how much money you have, what is your destiny, you know, what is your future, what is your past, everything. It's absolutely beautiful science.
So Jaishri, you have given me one thing, mental hook now, because I have always been copying, as a child, I have always been copying my father's signature.
Okay.
So I'm now going to ask my 93-year-old father that
Yes.
what grudges did he have? Because he used to put N and a dot, a full stop, and again, after his father's name, a dot, and I've been doing the same, my initial dot, my father's initial, and a dot, and then the surname, all with the caps. So now I have to go and ask him what grudges did have, because I am extremely close to both of my parents, and I take pride in the family. So I don't have grudges there. But the dots are there in my signature because I have been copying his signature.
So Lubna, I will like comment here. I will just like, please, while you the particular PPT which I showed you, any graphologist will never analyze your signature unless that graphologist sees your handwriting sample and your 3 signatures, because the principle of dilution and the principle of exaggeration and the principle, like supposing I see something in your signature and I also see the same thing in your handwriting, then I will be very confident in telling you that, Lubna, this is the fact, no matter what you tell me. Okay. If you believe in the science of graphology. Okay.
Yeah.
So with due respect to everybody, so if somebody gives a signature, we will always tell him, please give your handwriting sample, only then we will comment on your signature, otherwise we will not. So if there are dots in the signature, Lubna, for that matter, everybody wants to have our own identity, agreed. But the dot will indicate that there is a difference of opinion in something, all right? The dot will also tell you a lot of other things. Okay, so I will definitely not comment on that. I will definitely not ask you to change your signature right away unless I see your handwriting sample.
Well, at the age of 50, it's too late for me to change the signature.
But the interesting part here is, see, by changing signature, we cannot do wonders. Let me tell you. If there is something, I want to do, I will tell you my example. For example, my mother is 71 years old. Okay, I have come up from a joint family. I've come from a joint family. My in-laws is a joint family, right?
Right.
My aunt, eldest aunt, and my mother, they've had the best times also, but they have differences also. My mother has come through from cancer. She was a cancer patient. She is doing fabulously well. She is a believer of ISKCON and Krishna. I tell her, Mom, you are doing such wonderful things. Now just forgive aunt. Forgive her. Leave your grudges. Lubna, the interesting fact here. My mother is not able to forgive her because I am not able to forgive my mother. I have a grudge. When I am the eldest child, I have been the eldest child. Okay, after studying this science and graphology and everything, you won't believe, and meditation and everything. When I was 1 year old child, when I was born, my mother was already pregnant with my brother. Okay, right? So as somewhere subconsciously, I was always like, maybe I realized this later. I started talking it over to my brothers, my mother, and everything. While I was growing up as a sibling, as an oldest child, I wanted something from my mother, but because she had to take care of the other child also, I was being, not getting that understanding. But I never knew this. Right? So it is all a connection. It's all a connection. Today, my mother.
And in my case, since my father has been my role model, so as a child, I have been copying his signature.
There are lots of other things. So I'm sure, like,
but one lesson that I have learned is that, since you see, as this is where I have learned one thing very, very important from this presentation is, sorry, I'm taking some time, but this is something very important that I have taken a message from, that when our young children are in the phase of developing their signatures, we also need to guide them for this thing which you are guiding us today.
Exactly, Lubna. So what I do is, while the best part, because God gave me something, and I am, kind of making a difference this way. When I write handwriting books, and wherever the books are going all across the world, I connect to the teachers all over online, and I guide them with a lot of handwriting, nitty-gritty and the signatures while they are doing. So what happens? The best thing, as I told you, one thing, your handwriting is what you are growing up as. Your signature is what you're growing up as. Now when the teacher is working with the child, what happens is, when I'm writing the books, and if the teacher, like, when the books go, because when I talk to the teachers, they tell me, like, Jaishri ma'am, why have you changed this particular font? And I explain them that this particular font will increase the self-esteem of the child. Okay.
So very important.
Yes, it's very important, because the handwriting shows if the child is writing, the T is not proper. A T is a very important letter in the handwriting.
Yes.
So there are so many other things which are so interesting. So why are like, books? I try to reach out to teachers and everybody and train them. Absolutely, like, as a cause to kind of bring a difference in the child's life.
Wonderful, lovely. Thank you.
You talked about, Jaishri had a surname in it, maybe a middle alphabet in it, but what about signatures that have only your own name in it, and that's it?
Yes. Oh yes. So these people, like, initially, like, you won't believe, my son writes only Jitesh. Okay, he is 25-year-old. He's at present in Boston pursuing his MS. Now, people who write only their name, okay, man is a social animal. You want people around you, right? So my son has already got a message that mentally you have to start writing your your initial and your complete surname, which he's doing. Why I didn't tell him to change his signature outrightly? Because these people, they will do anything for themselves. They are like, they have a lot of they are very confident, they have high self-esteem, they are go-getters. They are go-getters. Sometimes, like, they will be having friends, but still sometimes they may be lonely too, because this initial and the surname is missing. Okay, but I waited for the right time to change his signature. Okay, I told you there are a lot of other parameters. You won't believe, he has done everything himself. Everything himself. So, but only name, I will suggest you should always have an initial and a signature. When you give respect, you get back respect. And man is a social animal. You cannot be living alone. You want people, your own people around you.
Jaishri, very good. I am so impressed by your talk. And I have a lot of connection in Nagpur.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Come down.
Yes, my sister-in-law stays there, and her children.
Wonderful. So it's been a great evening. Mona, Chandrakant sir. Chandrakant sir, thank you so much. I will really, like, I think we owe him lots and lots, like, to bringing us together.
Lubna, was very interesting talk by you.
Thank you.
I'm amazed with what you are doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
And even Shanaz, is beautiful, really.
Everybody, it was very interesting.
Yes. Absolutely. And Girija, you were too good too. Very nice. So interesting. Really very nice. Very interesting session we had. Beautiful.
Chandrakant sir, yeah, Chandrakant sir, can we hear something from you?
In fact, I have no words. So you are all gems, in fact.
We are grateful to you. We are grateful to you.
Thank you for giving us a forum.
I cannot compliment that she was one of better than that. Everyone was excellent, you see. Every participant, every speaker, they have presented themselves very nicely and they are doing such good work. No match, there are no words to explain.
God bless.
Lovely.
May I request
Yes.
Mona?
Yes, yes.
To have another meeting, so request that.
Mona, please, can we, Mona, I don't think, Chandrakant sir, I think Mona is there. Mona, please, over to you, Mona. And that was lovely, like, invocation, lovely. The way she sang was beautiful, Mona. Please.
She's my daughter. She is my daughter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful, Mona, wonderful.
Amazing.
It's my pleasure to express closing words for this webinar. Thank you so much, Rotarian Aarti, Rotarian Arosha, Rotarian Girija, Rotarian Lubna, Rotarian Namrata, Rotarian Shehnaz, and Rotarian Jaishri. It was very interesting to hear you on this vocations. I feel that every member of this group is highly talented and everyone has extraordinary skills. I'm proud of you all. Your signature speaks was very new for me. It was very wonderful and interesting session. I think all members have something unique to bring to the table, and I'm very grateful for this presence of the platform that allows us to express our individuality. Before I close, I thank you all of you for this wonderful evening. I also thank our district governor, Rotarian Harish Motwani, for his immense support. I also thankful past President Milan and past President Rotarian Ajit Chandra Sure from Singapore for sparing their valuable time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rotarian Adesh, for your technical support. Thank you so much. It was very wonderful session. Meeting is adjourned. I request Rotarian Adesh to close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Till we meet again.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye,
Chandrakantji. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaishri, for coordinating.
Thank you so much, Rotary Namrata. It's always a pleasure. It's a team together and we will rock.
Thank you. Thank you. It was lovely.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Chandrakantji. My special thanks to you.